What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another landscape architecture video. Today we're going to be talking about some ways that you can use to find inspiration for your projects, designs, or anything you might be doing within the field of landscape architecture. This is going to be a great little quick video that covers some of these things because I know as an incoming student, or even just as a student as you're growing in the profession, it can be very intimidating to kind of come up with unique ideas just from your head, and it can be a little bit overwhelming at times. So be sure to stick around all the way to the end and you will have plenty of different options for inspiration for your own designs. And as always, my name is Carter and this is the channel all about landscape architecture. So if you're interested in landscape architecture, want to learn more about it, or just see what it is or further your studies, then check out the channel, like, subscribe, do all those things. But with all that aside, let's hop into the video. Now, for me personally, I think there are really three main ways that you can find inspiration. And the first one is going to be through some sort of media or online forum. Now, I think this itself is probably the most straightforward option, and I think it's the most logical option given where we are today. But there are some ways to kind of optimize it and to understand some of the different websites and places you can go to that have a little bit more specific to your needs and can sort of help tell you more about that design or help get you a little bit further of an understanding before you start to take that inspiration from. So that first media that I think is really amazing is going to be through magazines. Now, I know magazines are a little bit obsolete nowadays, but there are some really great landscape architecture magazines out there that you can get hard copy, or you can even look at them online if you don't want to have a hard copy. But I will say, as an aside, kind of a life hack and a great thing you should be starting to do over your career, especially in school, is starting to build up a hard library of information. So getting the magazine monthly would be great. You can, have it nearby your desk wherever you're working, in addition to some of those books and other things that you're going to be using. It's really great to just have a hard library in your immediate surroundings when you need to look at something, or maybe just find some inspiration from a different project, or maybe there was something about the way they did their structures or play equipment. Something there might be of remembrance to you and you have it right there. You don't have to go searching for it again. So there's a couple that, I'll rattle off the top of my head, which would be like the Landscape Architecture Magazine, Landzine, Land 8, DZine. Some of those, the ASLA website even sort of has its own kind of magazine and the news outlet. So all those places are great to start in terms of getting more than just the visual. You'll get a little bit of a background about what's going on for that project and can be very helpful for your understanding to make a better informed decision about what you're doing. Now, in addition to the magazines, another great place to go online is to find firms that you like. You can simply search up local firms nearby you. You can start there, or maybe some big firms that you really like. Just checking out their websites and what's going on their pages, maybe following them on Instagram, seeing if they have Facebook, Twitter, whatever it may be, whatever the social media is now. If you can just pay attention to what those things are and have in the back of your mind a place to go that you're going to draw inspiration from to start, is going to be really great. Because, it's not a place of, stealing their information or copying from them, but especially when you're an early on designer, just seeing how certain projects are finished and some of the finished work in the design process can really help you to work backwards to what you want to get to. So if you can have more and more of these places to go to that you know of, the better it'll be for you. In addition to a firm's website, you can find tons of more information about the field on the ASLA chapter, and then each chapter, is located differently within the national organization. So you can look at, say, the one in Boston or say the one in California. You can look at all of those different places and it'll help you find other firms, as well as just get you more involved on what's going on, which is great for inspiration. And lastly would be looking online for other students' inspiration or for what other people are doing. You could find this over on Pinterest or Behance, or even looking at portfolios over on Issue. All those places are great. You can see what current people are doing, and they're usually student oriented. So the projects, end results are a little bit different because they're a little bit more have a flair and a design flair than some of the other projects that are done professionally. So be sure to keep all of those in mind. I know it's a lot, but it's kind of great. Online is, kind of gonna be your best source for finding widespread information about current events. Now, on the flip side of current events, what I would say the second best way to get inspiration is through research, case studies, and understanding the history of the field. So for this is gonna be a little bit more of getting a better understanding of how landscape architecture was created, how it's built, some of the fundamental principles, and how those came to be. Because if you can understand, the history of how we went from here to here and some of the evolutions of things, it will help you have a better understanding of what landscape architecture should be at a final result. So it can help you have an inspiration point to go from. So this could be doing a case study on contemporary parks. It could be doing Renaissance. It could be looking at how it was done in ancient times and how formations were formed and understanding how the first cities were built. All of those things are incredible to know because usually along the way you get to see, very influential case study projects, and you get to see and kind of pick and choose like what's really successful now that still was founded then. All those things are great to do early on, and it's great to always have a backlog of information for history. So I would say if you can try and get a couple books, over a course of a semester or 2 semesters that might be pertaining to a specific part that you're interested in. Maybe you're really interested in how plants work in the landscape. You can spend, maybe a year or a semester on learning how different people, study and implement different perennials and annuals into their schemes. Or you can go the route of maybe you're really into urban design. So you're really gonna look at how the cities evolved and how we made better cities and how they became more livable. So all of those things can really help make you a wider, more broad, perspective of landscape architecture. So these are really great strategies. You might already be doing this already in school. I know for me personally, we always did a case study or 2 before we jumped into the project. So we usually had a project theme and then we would do a case study related to the theme. And it helped out a lot because it just really helped get you prepared and have an understanding of what the end goal was. Because again, being able to see the end goal in our field and be able to work back and do it in an efficient way and just have a better understanding of the process is really great for us. So don't forget the value of knowing your history, knowing your place, and understanding everything that has happened from beginning to now. It really makes a big difference in your own ability to create your own inspiration, I would say. So don't forget about it. I know the flashy stuff online is great, but this is really awesome, to have in the backlog as well. And the last place that I think you can find inspiration is just from your own background. If you really think about it, everything you've ever seen has some sort of impact on you. So that is very much applicable for landscape architecture as well. So you wanna, think back to places you've been, or, where you grew up, or, what the culture was like, things like that. All those things can help have your own inspiration for something you might be working on. So maybe in your hometown city, there was a really influential garden that you went to, or there was a really great park. Think about what it was those things did for you and why, those things inspired you to be there, because those are the things you might want to implement in your own designs. Because really landscape architecture is a very experiential field. So the more you can experience, the more you can see, the more you can be and interact with, the better you're gonna be for yourself, because you just know more about different places. You know what you like, what you don't like. You get to see how people interact with different things, and you get to kind of see for yourself which places are successful and which places aren't. And that is really great for you. So pay attention to everything. It's a really great time to do it, especially in school, just to kind of absorb as much as possible. So yeah, I think those are some of the best ways and the most common ways that I go to when I'm trying to find inspiration for something. I usually start with trying to see, what it is I'm trying to kind of replicate a little bit. And then I, maybe find something that I really like, and maybe we can implement that into our project in our own spin. And eventually, as you grow as a designer, you will, start to kind of find, your own style. You know, finding your own style is very hard in landscape architecture. It's something I struggled with a ton in school. And, you know, being able to just have a wide range of options and understanding of things will help to make your own style and help you to have a base point to go from down the road. I hope this helps. If I missed anything or there's anything that you've learned that you really like using for your own inspiration, be sure to drop a comment down below. Everyone here at this channel could use, you know, as many resources as possible, so be sure to do that if you have some in mind. But anyways, that's gonna be all for today's video. So if you did find this video helpful or you enjoyed the content, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.